Shashi, Tharoor, your connection went off. Do you agree with that? I mean, you wrote about all, is this the empire striking back moment, or are we getting again, as I said, ahead of ourselves when we say that? This is much more the evolution of, this is to be seen in the context of Britain emerging as a meritocratic society rather than draw even comparisons for us in India.
Well, yes, I mean, it is all of that. I mean, there's certainly a certain post-colonial frisson that goes through me when I think about the fact that a brown-skinned person of Indian origin is now Prime Minister of Britain, after all that Britain inflicted on the rest of the colonial world for 200 years. I certainly think it's amazing, given that they really would have regarded people like us, to put it bluntly, with a fair amount of contempt for a very long time, and now they've embraced them at their highest levels. And not everybody has, but a significant enough section of the population has done so that the Conservative MPs believe it's a reasonable choice. I think that the presence of people of color in the highest echelons of Western democracies is also a tribute to half a century of more welcoming immigration policies and the willingness of these Western countries, of which Britain now has become an example, to embrace talent wherever it comes from, to give ability, merit, the recognition and reward it deserves. I think this is something which we could certainly learn from at a time when so many countries
Are you saying, Dr. Tharoor, that's missing in Indian public life? I mentioned gender. I mentioned gender, where we have fewer women MPs than our proportion of politics, just 14% against 50% women in the country, just 14% in parliament. Muslims are just 5% against 14% of their population. There will be those, therefore, even the OBCs are less than their overall percentage. I'm just saying, are we less representative or less meritocratic, or both?
No, I think we're certainly less representative. I think the BJP would argue that the ones they've chosen are people of merit, but then some of the Muslims whom they have defenestrated from their government and from parliament, presumably were also people of merit, or they wouldn't have served the BJP as they did for so long. I don't find that argument particularly convincing. You said 5%. No, Muslims are zero, literally, in both houses right now.
No, hold on. There are 27 Muslim MPs in parliament, in the Lok Sabha, which is 5.5%.
Not one of them is from the BJP.
No.
Not one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm sorry, I thought you were talking about the ruling party.
So you're saying the BJP has failed to do what the Conservatives have done in Britain. That's basically what you're saying.
Yeah, but they represent, I think, a different kind of political strain in the world, in which other countries, including in the West, are throwing up barriers to immigration, indulging in various forms of xenophobia. This whole idea that patriotism can be equated with authenticity and rootedness in traditional beliefs, practices, and prejudices. Whether it's Islam in Turkey, whether it's Hindutva in India, whatever, all of this is at odds with the kind of cosmopolitanism that made a Rishi Sunak possible in Britain. And I must say that as we've already discussed, when Sonia Gandhi came close, we saw how the BJP reacted. And I think that maybe we should look beyond our nativist pride in Rishi Sunak's ascent to reflect on the extraordinary lessons that all of us can learn, not just Indians, but many other countries which are heading in a much more nativist direction.